Session.
There's a lot of like transitioning. Hey, there we go. Now we're fully set to go.
Right as I should have closed my door. Hi, everybody. Are we on? Are we live?
Yes.
Are we live?
Yes.
Are we live?
I swear to God.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Embers by Daybreak. Brought to you by Natural One RPG. Thank you, McKenna, for the one solitary whoop. Inspiration on top of your inspiration. We are here with session 2. Longer than I thought this campaign was gonna go, but I'm glad we're here.
So much so I didn't even prepare.
Exactly. I'm kidding. Today we bring you another wonderful tale with our motley crew here at Natural One RPG. We have, as always, Marshall eating a bowl of mac and cheese, but being happy about it.
Oh, plate. Sorry.
It's on a plate. I'm sorry. He's intellectual. We have Dylan in his cyberspace. He doesn't exist in real life. He's just a creature of the Matrix.
He's an AI.
He is. We've programmed witty remarks and poor poetry into him.
He's
and
our version of Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, pretty much.
Some say I'm even cuter than Kazuna AI, but you'll never know.
That's what I say. It's Kazuna AI.
And of course, our newest member, McKenna, who is casually flexing on you with that pull-up bar in the back.
There it is.
Oh, you know it.
Jade will be joining us later once he gets back from his trudging at inventory day.
Oh man.
Oof.
For all you Walmart employees out there, my heart goes out to you, but my wallet does not. All right. Dylan probably did too, but we just didn't see it.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
I'm assuming Dylan's like doing everything, but we just can't see it.
We would never know.
He's not wearing clothes right now.
He's
just
there.
He's
like... the epitome of the anchor man. Like, I just don't even wear pants under the desk.
He has all that wine. But yes. So let's recap as to what happened last week. Last week we started our grand adventure. We got introduced to all these wonderful characters, including David Crux, a finely dressed but very dangerous young man with white hair and piercing, haunting yellow eyes. We had Nephra.
I don't think I made that description.
We had Nephra, a shockingly red tiefling with a shock of white hair on his head, who holds dearly to his long and dangerous-looking glaive. And we have Petrichor, this vibrant and flowing water genasi who is very adept at throwing bodies off of a boat.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Don't worry, she can pick it back up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, they're not going too long.
People think waterboarding is bad. Then you get thrown off a boat and brought back up.
And while they're not here right now, so far, they're running a little bit late. Terry, we've touched Derekai, who might have a few secrets hidden within those heterochromic eyes. But after helping to stop a mutiny by the man by the name of Ulrich Spelser, these 4 individuals were told by the captain, a woman by the name of Brand, who is well known by her mask that keeps her features hidden, as well as her intentions. They were told by her to go to her cabin to report in and to be congratulated. About an hour afterwards.
What question mark?
That's why I have in the script.
DM, you probably know.
Oh man, that's the truth. I know nothing.
Not even my own campaign.
No, it's his own beast. And afterwards, they all went to the cabin, lined up, and were told by the captain, "Thank you for helping protect the passengers from the mutineers, who are now all currently sitting in the brig, some of which more conscious than the others. and one very waterlogged from having fallen into the sea for whatever reason. But as she congratulated them and called her trusted, she immediately inquired
Regretted
for
her
their help.
decision.
5 sessions in, she's just gonna be sitting at the desk and I
Off the
deeply
boat.
regret this. Yep. You're going to the brig too. Oh yes. She stands there, Brand, this woman in a red tunic, with pieces of leather, offering some protection from any incoming attacks and whatnot, as armor does. She stands there, hands behind her back, looking at the four of you, all lined up in front of her. Now, this is right after she just told you she needed your help. So, how do you guys react to this?
Of course, Captain. I do whatever you say.
Well, I'm not one to say no when anybody would ask for my help.
This kind of help, it doesn't involve having to hurt a lot of other people, does it?
Well, more mutinies come like that, you never know.
I'd rather not actually become a pattern, really.
Neither would I.
Nor I. And you see, while the features of the captain are masked by this mask.
Sorry.
Oh my God, the poetry he weaves.
Like I said, it's those two
where's
languages
the-
in my head that
That's
just
right.
The Pulitzer
play
Prize.
against each other. Yep,
That's
it's
right.
Pokemon in English.
Fucking Cicero over here.
While her features are hidden and you can't really tell where her eyes are looking, Nephra, you do feel those eyes glancing at you. Of course, you are a very interesting sight to behold, being this tiefling boy clutching to this glaive for your dear life. As if, well, to say, as if your life depended on it.
I just shudder and hold my glaive even closer to me.
Which is an impressive feat because it was right so close. But as she looks at you, while this situation was extraordinary, what I ask of you should be simpler in nature. Now, with mutiny, of course, one can trace the seed to distrust. And from that distrust, all it takes is one person to be able to take it and to allow it to grow into something terrible, like we just witnessed several hours ago. What I'm asking you to do is something of the utmost importance and the utmost secrecy. And you see, as she says this, she moves her hands from her back onto the desk in front of her. This mahogany, well-built desk that only has a piece of paper on it. She places both hands on there and leans forward towards you all. If I am to give you these tasks and to make this request of you all, I must have you all swear that the words that leave my mouth and yours will not leave this room.
Understandable.
With that said, will you all swear to me on your heart and soul that whatever is said here will remain secret?
I swear.
Yes, I swear by my name as David Kuex.
Is this some sort of... Would I be able to perceive that this is some sort of like vocal binding or a contract, some kind of deal.
Go ahead and make me an insight check, Nephra.
Okay. 17.
17. The wordplay is kind of, in a way, it seems deliberate. However, you can't tell whether or not this is a simple, regular oath that most people do for times of secrecy, or if she's actually has more nefarious meaning behind it. It's kind of hard to tell. The voice inflations itself are somewhat diluted by the mask on her face. Uh, it's serving multiple purposes in this case, to hide her expression and to hide the true intentions of her voice. So for you, in simpler terms, it's unclear.
Are you? I, 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 I would be okay with helping you, I suppose, but would you be able to offer protection in return?
Do you remember what I called you all a couple of minutes ago? I've named you my trusted, and thus you are under my protection.
Hi there, little one as well. Don't worry, I'll make sure nothing bad comes for you. To kind of just give him that, like, pat on the back of the head.
There, buddy.
The big brother just pat.
Yeah.
He's like, it's okay, I won't beat you up later.
Even if it's from something that's not on this boat.
Well, yes, I made sure nothing. I made sure nothing bad happened to anyone else before, right?
Yes, my protection will extend to that, to the best of my abilities as captain of the Ember. On that, you can have my word.
And Nephra's kind of looking around a bit. If I need to leave, if I choose to leave, will I be allowed to do so?
It's gonna be a hell of a swim.
Yeah, even I couldn't make that.
All you need to do, Petrichor, is run.
Exactly.
We figured out the mechanics of running on water. It'll be hilarious once we get to it.
Yes.
But for a second, the captain is quiet. As once again, after you feel that sensation of having eyes on you, this potent presence that just radiates off her seems to coalesce over you, as the quiet that's underlined by the slow rocking of the ship, as well as the faint footsteps of people walking around the cabin, or on top and around the ship's the captain's cabin. But for that brief second, you see her shoulders kind of hunched down a little bit. As to why, you're not sure, but she does say, so long as you keep my secrets, you have nothing to worry about, child.
Okay.
Seems calling you a child, it seems to be an injustice too. You've been through a lot. That I can tell just by looking at you.
I mean, I'm not as young as I was.
You see her stand up straight, and again her hands go behind her back. And she looks to you all. What I require from all of you is a task that requires secrecy and delicacy. What I require of you all is to investigate my officers, those you serve under, and those I command. You know who I'm speaking of. Our boatswain, our quartermaster, our cook, and our surgeon, as well as our first mates. What happened with Ulrich Spelser could happen with anybody. And that was, and Ulrich, had any of the officers become incapable of doing their tasks, would have been the next runner-up. If someone like him could spur on that many people, imagine what one of our officers could do. And I like to believe that they are above suspicion, but this mutiny has opened eyes and has opened minds to suggestions that shouldn't be out there. So, I will have you all investigate them secretly. To do this would be simple. I come. Whatever arises will naturally integrate you with whatever they are required to do. For now, we have one task that I can immediately send you to. Thanks to this mutiny, we are left shorthanded, and all hands are on deck to figure out who is able and capable to man the spots that the mutineers have left behind. For that reason, a lot of the officers will be unavailable, except for one, who I can send off on a task. However, as I said, we're short-handed. So if I send a random assortment of crewmates, no eyebrows will be raised. That's where you all come in, as you are a random assortment of crewmates.
This is true.
Tomorrow morning, I am sending our bosun, Tamith Tallstag, to the Grove of Myliki, a ship that hails from the Isle of Skred. Seems to be based out of a commune he had there, in Maidenbrook. There she is tasked to receive herbs and other medicinal items that can help out our surgeon, Dr. Rykov. You are to go with her. And while you're in the process of completing the task, you are to figure out where her loyalties lie, to see if she has any underlying emotions and her thoughts about this fiasco. Afterwards, we can discuss who else will be investigating next. But for now, the bosun is your target. Is that understood?
Oh, yes. Of course. Dylan tried to say something.
You gotta cut it out.
I said yes.
Okay.
I think.
Wonderful. You leave at daybreak. Make sure you get a hearty breakfast and get some good rest. Help out the ship if you can. If anybody asks, I congratulate you for your efforts. As you remember, you have double rations for the next week. Use that and don't raise suspicion. And if you naturally come together and start forming friendships, make it seem not forced. But with you all, it seems the basis is there. With that said, you're meeting Tamith next to the rowboat tomorrow morning. Are there any questions?
None for me. I see our objective is clear.
No, Captain, thank you.
No, that's all right.
Come now, Nefra. We get to go off this boat for a little bit of time. Be excited. It's a new look. One we haven't had in a while.
Well, I mean, you're the only one that's going, so we're just back here still.
Oh, come now. Don't need to be playing that way.
Yes. The basis of friendship.
I can feel them brewing, Captain.
Always.
Well, there's
Love
nothing else
make
to be
friends with
asked.
all those that cross my path.
There's nothing else to be asked. Then go off. Rest. And thank you again. Thank you for yours. Mr. Crux,
Yeah.
linger for a second, won't you?
Sure.
Busting out of there real fast.
outta here.
As Nefra kind of somewhat
Oh,
quickly
shit.
stands up and goes to leave. But as he leaves,
Sorry,
I
tried
would
to
like
kill this spider.
I would like to sneakily cast detect magic in the room. To determine the type of magical energy exuding off of the captain and Dave.
You gotta do like the Trippins cast, you know?
Alright, go.
Whoa! Detect magic.
I gotta like sit on the
Nefra, go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check to see if you can do the component or the somatic parts of the spell
Mhm.
in a not so obvious manner.
Yes, it's not a bad roll.
Roll slowly.
18.
Yeah.
18.
Shit. Didn't mean to do it that way.
Okay.
I can't hold all these dice.
Whoa.
With an 18, you
Whoa.
easily, with a quick stumble, you go forward and with your back turned to everybody, you do the somatic signs you need to do that are required to cast. I have no idea what you just said, Dylan, but I'm assuming it's wise and whimsical.
A little bit of voice cast there. Don't worry about it.
Got it.
Hire me now.
Yeah. As you cast it, your eyes brighten ever so slightly as you look quickly back to the captain, and there you see her entire person. Got it. To all our viewers out there, I'm actively trying to kill a spider, and I think I got him.
Okay.
Right.
Just casual spider killing with DMing.
It's a talent. It's quite a talent.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, he's still alive. Okay.
Time to burn the whole place down.
Okay, but the magic though. I need to
Okay.
know this.
Yeah, I'm not delaying for time as I look up what what detect magic does.
Type of magic.
Definitely
no, not
not.
at all.
I know what I'm doing.
Nefra's just awkwardly standing in the doorway. waiting for it to load.
A two?
Spinning the
He's
wheel
got
is
like
spinning.
the Macintosh loading icon above his head.
Patrick,
No, not
you're
the
trying to
pinwheel
move
of
him out of the
death.
way,
Oh.
but he just won't move. He's
It's a
not
classic.
loading. Yeah, he's not loading
Skyrim,
fast
like,
enough.
what do I do?
Doo-doo, doo-doo.
Yes. Do you got it now?
Yes, I do.
I was gonna say. I was gonna tell you otherwise.
All right, so detect magic. Something I've known the exact qualifications of this entire time. Shows you. It allows you to sense magic within a 30 feet radius. It usually displays itself in a faint aura that goes around the object that might be magical. In this case, the only aura that you see in this room comes from the captain, David, and Petrichor, and Terry, who's also walking out silently after nodding to everything you guys just said.
Mhm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
while each one of your three kind of forced party members have a certain like just one color attributed to them each, uh, Bran has several colors, creating this sort of myriad of uh, a myriad of a display of hues that just go around her body, most of which is centered around her mask and her weapon, the halberd blade converted into some sort of sword. So, seeing all that, what do you do?
He knows the school.
So yeah, I'm not. Would I be able to determine or detect the school of magic that possibly they know?
Oh, the school of magic, you say?
Yeah.
Oh no, a centipede.
It's in the spell, my
Trans-
guy.
Yeah.
Imagine Never.
I'll textbook you on this one.
What's your,
You do it to
yo,
me
what's
all
your
the
school,
time.
my guy?
All right. You are going to. You're going to see a mixture of aberration magic,
Okay.
transmutation magic, and a faint hint of necromantic magic. Which could mean anything. Nothing
That
sinister.
can mean a lot of things.
It could mean a lot of things. You're technically
Necromancy isn't
surrounded.
automatically evil. This is my actually
Yeah.
pointing in the audience. Know that.
Yeah.
Pointing
Clerics
at
use
myself.
necromancy all the
isn't
time.
automatically
Yeah. Funnily enough, Nephra, if you were to look in a mirror right now, you would see you would have some necromantic magic to you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm a good boy.
And I'm a good boy. I
Good
think I'm a
half
good
man.
boy.
Good. Good. Lawful.
Good being.
We'll
Yeah.
find out.
The horn. Don't pay attention to the horns. But yes, that is what you see. Is there anything else you'd
Okay.
like to do with this information?
No, Nephra is going to leave the room.
Oh, he loaded.
Uh,
Oh, there we
go
go.
back to his quarters.
There we go. And then Petrichor, you are going to yours.
It's about nighttime.
About, yeah, early evening.
Okay.
Holy,
Sylviani movies.
Never mind,
You
Dad.
see it.
The audience can't see it that well.
right?
Oh, I
David
can
just
see 'em
pulls
all.
off the hat, and you see two Sylveon ears.
There you go.
It's why he
So
wears the hat.
Captain.
What I don't know is the ribbon is actually flesh.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, he has two set of ears,
That
the
is
normal
very
ones
true.
and those two,
Oh God.
like a bad enemy
Oh.
character.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
so I was gonna say like it's like the true weeb.
Yeah. Shout out to Rise of the Shield Healer, who's got animal ears right. All right, so you exit out. It is
Two.
night as you. What was that?
I think League does too.
Maybe.
Sure.
Potentially. I'm not going to go through all 200 heroes and verify that. I'll leave that to you.
It's just Ari.
Yeah. He knows immediately.
No, well, because Zaya has it like just like feather ears, where like normal ears
Oh,
are.
right. Yeah. You do make a point. Yeah, I know exactly who all these people are.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
But yes, Petrichor, as you step outside, and Nephra, you would feel this too. The fresh salt air hits you as all around you, the
Like,
ever
it's
darkening
weird.
sky is illumined by multiple lanterns on the Ember, as someone has gone around and actually done the job that most people don't think about it most days. And as you start heading your way towards the below decks to where the living quarters are, you do catch a glimpse of the Armada, the refugee Armada, trailing behind the Ember. And what you see is, if you were to compare it to a scene or to anything in nature, it would be a field of fireflies slowly encroaching on the water. It has multiple flames, and amounts of lights vary from each vessel there. And off in the distance, you do see um, a large collection of faint lights that lets you know that the ashes is still in the back, uh, picking up the stragglers. So with that, you head off to your quarters. David,
Hmm.
you feel the eyes of the captain on you. As I'm assuming you have your back turned, or are you looking at her?
No, I would have stayed I would have stayed facing towards her as everyone left.
Hmm. Similar to what she did to Nephra, there's a moment of silence where she quietly regards you, and you can feel the same things he did when she was scrutinizing him. You feel this pressure just around you. The our eyes seem to be examining your person, despite the fact you don't see those eyes. And as you both stand there, you probably stand about good. How tall are you again?
I think I'm 6'2", 6 feet even.
All right, 5'12". Got it. You you probably stand about good 6 inches over her. She's not that tall, but her presence itself is intimidating. This is a higher up after all.
You 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 entirely doubt my lack of care of authority.
That's fair. That's fair. But as she stands there, her hands behind her back, she does say, "So you swore secrecy under your name, correct?"
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful. I hope you meant the right one in this case.
Inevitably, that'll be up to you, won't it? Those who thirst for power aren't the only ones who look for it. Sometimes those who already have it only want more. So, you will have the secrecy of David Cruex. That much is certain. Just make sure it doesn't get to your head.
Mr. Crex, I make a point to know who exactly is on my ship. And just know, if you betray my trust, it will not go well for you.
Do not worry. It is not a trust in me that people need to worry about.
I expect you'll do well. Now go rest, Mr. Crex.
Of course.
Yes. I have a question.
Go for it.
Statement, more or
Yes.
less. So when I
Metaphor.
do go, yeah, when I do go back downstairs, I'm not going back to my quarters. I'm gonna go see all the.
Which is where your quarters are, actually.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
There's two main squad bays, essentially, on the ship.
Mhm.
One for the males, slightly smaller, as there's not many males, and one for the females, as there are a lot of females. And children, which is why they got the bigger one. As you go in, several children immediately see you and latch onto you. And you
Mhm.
do hear several worried and tired shouts of mothers all around, telling their children who have just jumped out of their beds at the moment of seeing you to get back into bed. But they hound you. They all hug you as they're very excited to see you and your marvelous tricks.
Hey guys, how's it going? You guys okay? I know today was scary, but we protected you. Don't worry, we're not gonna let something like that happen again.
You see a little boy, uh, just a little half elf, missing several teeth, mostly the two middle ones.
Hmm.
Just look up at you, and say, "Oh man, I gotta think of
There
a
you go.
child
Do it.
voice."
Do it.
Berix is petrified. um, I gotta take a
Whisper it. You gotta high whisper it.
right. No, I'm just gonna go for
Go ahead.
it. Yep. Basics Petrichor has protected us and threw bad men off the ship. And then there's a resounding cheer around the children as he says this. A girl off to his side says, "Do we get to see the water
Do you guys mean
trick?"
this? And I make like a little like bird appear and it flies around.
If you if you've ever heard the resounding shouts of glee of many children in the room in your life, this would be it. As they all are marveled by this water bird that just flies around above them.
With its wet flaps.
Mhm.
Flap, flap.
the most
the
of the mother,
majestic call of a water bird.
And then after like a few seconds disappears into like bubbles.
oh. Again, another shout of glee as they're all clapping, cheering as they all look at you. There's about roughly 9 children around you, all of separate races. You see the odd halfling, several humans, half elf as mentioned, 1 or 2 half orcs.
You begin to debate whether or not the halfling is a child.
They could just be a very small adult that really likes water tricks.
Yeah, just having a great old time.
Mhm. It's like these people make me feel big. But yeah, after a while, the mothers will start rounding up their children as they're like, "It's getting late.
Yeah.
Go to
Well,
sleep."
everyone, I'm gonna need everybody to get into their beds, and we're gonna do a story, do a nighttime story to help you guys back to bed, as your mothers would prefer. And we would need everybody to have a good night's sleep because we've had a very busy, very stressful day. So we are to do a little story. What would everybody like the story theme to be today? Oh, how about you? I just point to half orc kid.
All right. The half orc kid kind of just like runs his hand over his nose like, uh, uh, pirates. I want to hear about pirates.
I
Pirate.
would love it if it was just like super serious, just like the massacres of Dothral. Okay, well, how about you?
How about this kid?
I want to hear about the eight below.
What an 1812, sir.
Tell us when the British burned down the White House.
I'd like to hear about the Trail of Tears and
Oh no. Okay, Marshall's left the chat. No. Okay.
what's Agent Orange?
Oh god.
Anyway.
So
Okay.
pirates.
Pirates, yes.
Great story. Great choice there, little guy. So I want everybody to sit down and we're gonna have a nice story. Do you want me to actually tell a story? Kind of tell the story about pirates.
Just give a descriptor of key points. Give us the
All right.
keynote portion of it.
Well, we're gonna start off with, and I'll tell a story about how one day there was a ship, and it went by the name of the Augusta. And the Augusta, it was the fastest ship in land, or not all. I hope it was fastest ship on land. It was the only ship on land. On sea.
A
And
land ship? What's that?
That's a powerful ship.
the fastest ship at the sea, and it always held the most fanciful jewels and coats and food and anything you can imagine was on the ship. And there was a very good pirate named um, Sir Buttons, and Sir Buttons, he did a great job of protecting everybody. And then there came this bad guy, and it was the Red Devil, and the Red Devil came along, but Mr. Button or Sir Buttons, he did not like fighting. So what he did is they boarded the ship, and they had a nice conversation over tea, and they settled their
um,
differences, and then they became best friends. The end.
uh, one thing I like to point out: the minute you said the Red Devil, that one small tiefling
Yeah.
girl, kind of,
Mhm.
you saw a couple eyes go over to her.
Yeah.
But as the story went on, they were like, "Yeah, she's pretty cool." T.
But then, everyone got along and have a great old time.
Again, more muted cheers now as the story went on. These children started to
I
feel the effects
wanted
of.
blood.
I
These
give it a
children.
solid 8 out of 10.
Okay, I'll go for 9 out of 10 next time.
um,
Push them step by step,
as as you see a couple of the smaller children start nodding off, and then eventually the parents do come around and grab them and put them in bed, leaving you kind of on your lonesome at the entrance or at the middle of the squad bay, as you know where your cot is, and as a lot of the mothers give you approving looks,
Hmm.
some of the elderly were also catching on to the story and also not any approval and or passed out. Uh,
So,
what else would you like to do?
um, I am gonna go on top of the ship or top of the deck and just kind of sit outside for a little bit and look at the stars.
Okay. Nephron or David, what do you guys do during the night?
I'll inevitably do what I usually do, wander around the upper deck.
Okay. You just wander around. On the deck itself, as you wander around, you can see the night sky, the stars up ahead, the the array of lantern light that's following the Emperor. Uh, a couple of a couple of times you pass by Silent, who every time he passes by you see him just give you a nod of acknowledgement, as he was there when you all fought off the mutineers and observed how you guys operated. And this is a nod of acknowledgement and maybe a little respect. You don't know with Drow, they're kind of weird. But with that said, is there after a while you would also see Petrichor go up to the poop deck, as it gives the best sight.
I was waiting for your smirk when you said it.
As it gives the best view of the stars, at least without going up to the crow's nest. Uh, no, you have a very grouchy no man to tell you to go down. Uh, Other than that, was there anything else you'd like to do?
If I see Petrichor, I'll walk that direction.
Okay. Instantly, you feel hate coming on to you.
I understand.
And then, before we get into that, curiosity, Nephra, what are you up to?
Nephra goes back to his room,
Mm-hmm.
curls up onto his bed, knees locked up to his chest, and has a little bit of a panic attack for a little while. Tries to control his breathing. Eyes are blinking rapidly. Shaking heavily, and after some time, he manages to calm down a little bit. He just keeps repeating to himself, please don't be mad. Please don't be mad. Please don't be mad. Please don't be mad. I had to. Sorry. And then manages to eventually kind of relax a little bit, and just from the sheer emotional weight of it all is just exhausted and manages to kind of pass out
All right.
and drifts off
Nephra,
completely.
not sure if you would have paid attention to it, but you would have noticed that the men's room is significantly emptier. As the majority of the mutineers were male.
Hmm.
Back to the poop deck. uh,
As it should be.
yes. How does this interaction go?
I mean, so what do I find her doing?
Roll
Pass
initiative.
by.
Well,
I don't know.
Headbutt.
I mean, I'm just sitting looking at the star. I might have something like something I'm fidgeting with my hand, but just looking.
Okay. Yes, that's how you find her.
So I kind of like, am I walking from like, am I coming up to like her back or?
Depends.
She
Petra,
facing?
where would you be on the poop deck?
Hard for me to imagine, but
There's the
Probably.
helm, which is right next to the railing, the two staircases where you guys fought.
yeah.
And then further back, it kind of rises up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Probably
Um,
like the top, like back corner, like kind of like up and away from people.
got it. There is kind of like a bench where people could sit.
Sure.
You can use that to veer over the railing there
Mhm.
to get a better look at the stars and the armada
Mhm.
down below.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so David, you will be coming behind her.
Okay. Just
What
kind
can I
of.
do you for?
I'll just kind of as she's kind of there, just kind of like speak.
Oh no, I
as
can hear
walk
you
up.
coming.
Yeah, I know, but as you kind of come up, I'll just kind of be speaking up as I approach. You know, my father had a saying. There are two constants. The stars will come out at night, and you will die. So it is better to try to help people to see the stars at night, and potentially allow your end, to keep their stars.
Cool.
He was a foolish man. He didn't understand that apparently sometimes clouds would exist and hide the stars.
That's valid because that's how weather.
Yes, clearly he did not understand the idea of the changing tides.
Okay, what can I do you for then? Got something to say? Another little bit?
No.
Gotta go fix some rib. What are you doing?
No, this is my environment, if you'll say. The night is
Same.
peaceful. It is always calming to be around.
Yeah. Quite familiar with the stars. Just gonna take a peek at it.
Petrichor,
Mm-hmm.
as you look up, the thing you've realized about the stars in the
Mhm.
past,
Mm-hmm.
still constant,
Mhm.
still there.
Mhm.
We'll
Still
say it out
fiddling
loud.
with the thing in my hand.
Yep. So as his silence continues on,
I thought you
as
were saying
guys-
something. No, I thought you were going to say
Oh
something.
no, you're fine. Go
You
for
were
it. Go
like,
for it.
you were like,
Good.
as you're staring at the stars, so I was expecting something after that.
No.
Okay.
Oh no,
and
I'm just making note of something
okay.
for reasons.
No, so it's just kind of yeah. No, I mean, so I just kind of continue to to stare up for a while, just kind of against the railing.
You familiar with any of these? You know what any of these mean?
Well, I don't know. Let me take a look.
Go ahead and make me a I'd say nature check for this one.
Sure, why not? It's not a great start.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Not proficient in nature, so that's not going to go terribly well. It's going to be an 11. Just like
11.
above average.
Uh You look up and you think, I think that's the fallen king. No, no, that. Man, there's stars. There's a couple bright ones. You can't really find a constellation that you would know. Must not be
Yeah.
that season.
Yeah, never been one to necessarily see the constellations as much.
I mean, you call yourself, well, from my assumptions, you seem like you know a lot about the world, or try to that you think you do. But I know a lot more than you probably do about, these boat things and the star things. And I can tell you something's a. Um, you
Oh,
see,
I
there's
definitely
no no
know
no
what
no
something
no.
is.
Shh. I literally like
Put a finger
You
up
like
to his
get up
face,
and
like.
like.
yeah like shh. You see those three stars over there? So the two bright ones and the one smaller one in the middle.
She's pointing at 3 stars.
Can
Two
you
bright
see?
ones and 1.1 in the
Your
middle.
your eyes do work. Your eyes do work,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
You can see those.
You
Yeah. At this season, at this time, and I fiddle with man. Those are supposed to be separated by at least. I don't know measurements of stars, but I'm just gonna guess a lot. By that much.
Yeah. It
So
probably is the most accurate for the type of measuring we have.
yeah, that actually would be how they would
okay.
do it
They're
back
supposed to
then.
be
Like,
like,
yeah, it's about
they're
a
that,
thumb.
but they're that.
Yeah. These are really off. They make me a little nervous, which is probably
I would imagine what would make us nervous would be the fact that the land we lived in fell into the earth. I think that was my
yes.
first sign that something is wrong.
However, we were trying to get to the other side, but now the stars aren't aligned, so something's wrong with everything else. Not just land and land, the whole thing, including the planets and stuff.
Quick question: how quiet are you guys being about this?
I mean, I'm speaking in a hushed tone because
Okay.
I know this is a big deal.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean,
So she's
I generally don't speak in a very loud tone as a whole, so.
Okay, so you both are kind of hushed about it.
Relatively.
All right, continue.
You know, it was not that long ago that I resigned myself to the concept that we're just drifting into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the end, I'm not necessarily against that.
Well,
But I know
neither
others
am I.
aren't.
However, we need to get these people to safety, which is our foremost concern. And you see all the little lights, the lights up here. You see all those little lights out there? Those are all people who need to get to land, to safety, to something off these ships, because they can only handle so much more. Who knows how many other mutinies are going to people realize something.
Yes.
We don't want constant mutinies here, there, everywhere. This is why Captain has contacted us to come and take care of this. It's not just you guys are cool. Something.
Oh, something is clearly wrong.
As you say that,
My favorite idea of the stars is that the theory is they're not truly beams of light, but the spirits of those who have passed.
Okay.
My favorite one is to believe that one right there, and I kind of just pointed a random ass star.
okay.
I like to believe that one is my brother.
That's very sweet, but that's not how stars.
Sometimes it isn't about whether or not something is really grounded in fact, and whether or not people choose to believe it. Just like land. It may not actually exist, but we will allow those to believe that it exists, and that's why it will help them. Do not judge a book by its cover, for you don't know what the contents inside will hide. As I'll kind of start beginning to walk away.
As you turn around to start walking away, you all hear a distant ship. You hear 3 rings. In Petrichor, since you're still veering out into the Armada, you see one of the lanterns, one of the smaller ships, go out. You will know that for the last few days, every time a ship has fallen down, 3 rings on the ship out distantly from the ashes meant that another one has fallen.
Another one.
Another one.
That's 5 in the past week.
Yeah, at the ring of that, I would have stopped walking. By the way,
Yeah.
as a note.
You're like, yeah.
Well, I just kind of stopped, and I have like my eyes closed. Just... Well, for the sake of others, we'll hope that ours doesn't ring.
And I just go back to looking at the stars. Let him walk off, do his thing.
I will see you in the morning, Petrichor.
David, as you start walking towards the staircase, you see Deville, an older halfling man, kind of just standing there at the helm. Like, you start approaching, you see him, like, kind of looking towards you, and he quickly turns his head forward, like, and start whistling very conspicuously, as he takes care of the night helm, pretty much just steering the ship true, make sure it doesn't steer forward or back. Go ahead and make me an insight check.
Sure. That's a better roll than the last one I had. That's an 18.
That's an 18. Oh, right. Cool. You can tell he didn't hear most of the conversation. However, male goes up to female. Female looks obviously disgruntled and somewhat hostile towards man. Man walks away. He thinks he has a story.
He thinks he has a what?
He
Story.
thinks he has a story that he thinks he knows what.
Mm-hmm.
As he just looks away, kind of whistling somewhat coyly.
What was his name again?
As he,
What was his name again?
Deville.
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 His first name is
Corella.
Corella, right?
No. And his name is Deville. I had the burp.
What a lovely last name.
Yeah, Deville, I have the burp. It is so. Alright, you just made your shit list, huh?
Yeah, no, I'll kind of walk. I wanted to know so I could just do like I'm just gonna kind of do like the super broy, just like DeVille, how are you doing? As I'll just kind of come up and pat his back, except like with too much force, like not full 5-star territory, but that like slightly too hard.
Oh no.
Oh god. Just goes back.
Okay.
What in the world?
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
oh no.
Nefer wakes up from his bed. What was that noise?
What was that?
He just looks at you very startled by this new turn. He's like, yes, Sonny. Please don't touch me.
Oh, come
He's
now.
like, he's an older halfling.
Oh, come now. You're enjoying the night sky, aren't you?
In halfling, he says, I don't understand common.
Wait, hold on. There's something I've noticed. I've noticed
What?
something about my character sheet that I did not
Yes.
do. Why are one of my languages sarcasm?
I know something on mine too. So.
Why is that a
Appreciate
language?
Because
You speak it quite fluently.
yeah, why is there a box of Raisin Bran behind me?
That-
Who knows?
Who knows? I think that's a very solid question.
Welcome to
Why
Embers by
is there-
Daybreak, everybody.
Okay.
Where there's Easter
Anywho.
eggs everywhere.
And you, yes. Well, I was just like, how well a man of your stature and age should know that there's plenty to learn out in the night sky.
He looks up at you, the halfling man who you just said his stature. Whose stature you've openly commented about. Kind of looks up at you. I'm just doing my job, Sonny.
Yes, quite. You're doing quite a great job. I'm sure the sea is staying at its own accord. No rascals will come out of the sea now, because that's exactly where you're supposed to patrol, by looking at the ocean.
I'm gonna go now.
You see DeVille kind of look up at you, kind of pat your leg. It's okay. Just walk it up, Sonny. You'll get him next time. And kind of go back to Ryan Helm. Roll a natural 20 to see whether or not he was intimidated by you.
Generous struggles. Fuck.
He's been
I'll
through
kinda-
years. Halflings live a long time. He's 100 something. He's been through shit. The world destroyed around him. He doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, come now, DeVille. You should know me long enough on this ship that
I've
don't
never
bother.
spoken with you.
I feel like I've boasted myself around the ship enough to make semi a name for myself.
There's something with you and the doctor, right? Like you two are.
I kind of give him this very cunning look, and kind of just more like, trust me, DeVille. If I swung that way, you would know.
Oh god.
Now it's my turn to make him uncomfortable.
Riding on that natural 20, he's like, I could do better. Petrichor, you can hear all this.
And I'm just like handed and then I like while they're trying to have a conversation, I just like walk past and I go, DeVille? And like just keep on going.
Miss Petrichor. Hiccups.
Oh, drinking.
Ooh. DeVille's been on the sauce.
All those old people hiccups that totally exist.
Yeah. Classic.
But yes, for the rest of the night, I'm not sure if you want to continue your rapport with DeVille here.
I will inevitably leave.
All right.
Take the L.
But we'll fast forward to the morning where Nephra, going back to you.
What? What? What's going on?
Oh, no, you're not awake yet.
Oh.
Oh,
Audible snore sounds. Hold on.
Nephra, the pew underneath you is hard, but it's a harness that you've been accustomed to, as the monastery itself that you remember so fondly is around you. The dusty air, customary, and a welcome sight after so many days. You look up and you see further pews, further people. You don't see their faces, but you can tell they're just regular folk. As you sit there, you look down, and you realize you're wearing the clothes you wore back. The clothes that the monastery kind of gave to you when you first arrived, or when they first found you at their door. You look at the clothes, and you look around. It's as if nothing has changed. For a brief second, you believe that this might be the actual reality. You, for the briefest of a second, you think you might have just fallen asleep at the pew, and you had this tremendous nightmare of the world collapsing, of people dying, of you being stuck in this boat with several people, of Nina being distressed. But as you turn to your right, you don't see the glaive there. Instead, you see a figure of sorts, if you can even call him that. He wears what can only be described as darkness around him. And as soon as you see him, you hear the words, "Boy, wake up." And you're back in your cabin. You're back in your cot.
Boy.
Covered in sweats.
Oh,
The
God.
glaive, an imprint, making an imprint out into your body. You think you're bruising from how tightly you're actually holding this thing.
I let go of it and I let it clatter to the ground.
All right, you see a couple of the older gentlemen, one or two of the night shift guys who have just laid down and just woke up. Like, what? All right, just go back to sleep. As they see it's just you, they've grown accustomed to your early morning wake up situations.
I'll imagining I'm been asleep in the room.
Yeah,
Since
I would
obviously I went to
say,
go to bed at some point.
yeah, no, you're sleeping there. Make me a D20 roll.
Sure. 10. I was gonna try to look for outings or something. I was like, wait.
You are, I want to say, about 15 feet away from him. Your cots aren't too far away. His is more towards the corner, though. Seems to be where he likes it. Where he likes it. Yours is towards another corner, equally as dark. As
Yes, our dark corners.
Yes, but yes, you do hear the clattering, and oh, he's the reason why this happens every morning for the last 2 months. Oh man. But yes, Nephra, you are currently in a cold sweats and in your cot. What do you do?
Maybe I should just stop sleeping ever. Maybe that'll fix it. Maybe then we'll be okay. We'll be all right. I don't need sleep. Sleep is I don't. I'll be fine. Uh,
I wish
he
that
kind
were
of
true,
looks around to see if
my
anyone else is
little one.
awake right now.
There are several people waking up. Some have used your wake-up calls as their own sort of alarm.
Oh
That's
no!
As it's happened so frequently that
Oh,
it's down
buddy.
to a certain time period in which they're like, yeah, we can use this. And as the clattering happens, you see a couple of them just rubbing the sleep out of their eyes, just like looking up at you. I'm like, thank you, buddy. Get up and start going about the business, getting ready for the day. Um, One guy even comes up to you and kind of just hands you a cup of water. Well, they are using the situation to their benefit. They're nothing if not sympathetic. And of course, these are all some of the older gentlemen. It'd be hard pressed to see any young folk here anymore.
Hey, I look pretty young.
Nefer takes the water.
Except for you.
Accepts it. He's gonna wait until the person that gave it to him is out of sight, and then he is going to cast Purify Food and Drink.
Got it. He hands it to you, walks away. His thing he's done quite a while now. One or 2 days he forgets to do it, but he makes it up to you. But you cast Purify Food and Water. The little bits of, one can only say, wood splinter that comes from the cast that the water comes from is almost evaporated away as you're now drinking clear, clean water.
I need food. I should probably eat some breakfast. Yeah, maybe that'll help me
Mhm.
my mind off things.
All right.
Let's
So
do that.
we'll say for posterity's sake that you all went down to the mess hall, grabbed a nice, decent ration meal.
Yeah, I would have
From Urs.
followed. I would have followed Nephra down.
Oh, okay. So you all head down there. Ursha's handing out the rations as always. You see her hair is ragged. The one side of her face is still immovable. Um, and as she sees all of you approaching, she kind of pops up her tired eyes, like, "Oh yes, double rations, right?"
No need to worry
Yes,
about that
please,
for me.
please don't make a big deal of it. It's not.
Gosh,
Thank you, but no. You, please.
make it seem like you had a choice. And then she kind of just tosses you the two rations. They're kind of wrapped in a little cloth. And you know that you need to return these cloths back to her, or else no food for tomorrow. Seems to be your go-to punishment for anything and everything.
No food. No food for you.
So the cloth that the rations are wrapped in needs to be returned, right?
Mm.
Yes.
Okay, so Nephra is going to, when he's out of her line of sight, he's going to unwrap that extra ration, stow it away in his clothing, and then like keep the wrap to like return.
Okay. And the food you guys are eating are dried berries, dried fruits, one or two meat, jerky or two, anything that's salted.
A champion's meal.
Yeah, essentially, it's down to this for right now. The children are the ones that get the fresher fruits. Per Ursula's orders, nobody's questioning it as they understand the significance of this. As all the food that she creates with create food and water, the only spell she knows, goes to the children and the woman first.
Hi, Ursha. Do you want me to go fishing today?
I would want you to, but the captain has you doing something. So, yeah,
Okay.
off limits.
That's true. However, if we make it back in time, I'll try to see fishing.
You do enough, dearie.
Thank you.
Now eat. You need to put more meat on your bones.
What meat am I made out of water, aren't I?
Are you talking back to me, dearie?
Are you talking back?
She's still holding one of your rations. She just kind of like pulls it back. But you see the left side of her, you see the left side of her face, the part that can still move, kind of like curl up a little bit as she tosses it back to you. This happens every day. But yes, you guys eat your meal, and you remember that you have to meet Tamith Tallstag, your boatswain, up on the deck next to the rowboat. There are two on the ship, so they're not too hard to find. They're towards the bow of the ship. So you guys head on over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Side note: I thought it was only him going, so that's like.
Oh no, you're all going.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't escape this.
That's why I got confused. I'm like, because I think
No.
it was like, oh, David, you're gonna go do this, and I thought it was like per person, but we're all doing it together. Okay, never mind.
I was staying behind.
Yeah, no, there was one reason why. There's a completely other reason why the captain wanted to talk to David.
Okay.
He was like, "Cut down your edginess, boy, or I'll cut you."
I'm the bad boy.
Good boy, bad boy, half boy.
Nephra stifles a laugh behind his hand.
But yes, do you all go meet up with Tamith?
Yes.
Reluctantly, yes.
Wonderful.
I gladly greet her as I do every morning.
All right. You all find Tamith next to the rowboat that most of the crew has affectionately
Perfect.
as she's testing out the ropes. And you see her just either out of habit or out of her duties, just absentmindedly going through the pulley system that lowers and raises the rowboats themselves. Um, so as you approach, you're coming right behind her, and you all can see that while she's doing this, she seems a bit on edge, awkward, something like that. She doesn't seem her usual self, which is saying something, since her usual self is awkward and commanding, but a good friend to some people. So as you guys approach, what do you guys say?
Morning. How are you doing?
Morning.
The sun is out. Time for us to travel. New scenery shall do us all good.
As you all begin speaking to her, you see her shoulders like perk up, and she turns around quickly, a little bit too quickly. You see the shaved sides of her hair, the kind of the top part kind of going over to the left side, with a ponytail kind of going down to the middle back, a sleeveless shirt, her usual attire, followed by a worker's belt and some baggy but practical slacks. You do notice that there is a golden armband around her, and every time you, Petrichor, since you work with her daily, every time you ask her about it, she says, "It's for the greater good."
Okay. All right.
Is she a space weeaboo communist? She got blue skin.
Not yet.
No, that's
Keeping
me.
my eye on that towel.
Hey, I just saying, every single
For the
blockbuster
greater
hit,
good.
every single blockbuster hit has someone with blue skin, so we're good.
We've got two.
Yes, this is.
Do we have two?
She turns around. Morning, everybody. I guess you're the ones that are coming with me on this run. At least the captain finally gave me a Petrichor. As she holds up her hand to give you a high five. As she does that, she lets go of the rope that was holding the boat.
And I grab it. Because it
You're
happens often.
You're too far away.
Oh.
Or
well,
actually, go ahead and make me a dexterity check at disadvantage because this is happening suddenly.
It's not going to happen, I can tell you that much.
Okay. Did you roll 1?
No, it was a 4.
Wonderful. All right. You see it happen. You try to go reach for it. It slips right out of your hand right as you're about to grab it, and you just hear a loud snap behind you as you see the sinker fall down. And you don't see it, but you hear a loud splash as she kind of just stands there with her hand like this. I can fix that.
I hope that wasn't our ride.
Yeah. Her
Wait,
eyes.
Did the ship fall in? The little rowboat, did it fall in the water? What fell in
Yeah,
the water?
it did.
Okay.
Thankfully, for posterity's sake, you all saw that the rowboat was still attached to the boat. It just landed hard underwater. Whether or not it will affect its infrastructure, you don't know. But eventually, you all get on the rowboats. For the sinker, I need 2 people to volunteer to be rowers.
Can I be a walker?
You could.
Oh boy, now we get to discover.
But then again, I do have the most, so it would be more helpful for me to be a
Okay, we'll save that payoff for later. So we have Petrichor is going to be 1 rower who volunteers to be the next one.
If
David
I
has
row,
volunteered.
I'm gonna have to let go of my glaive, won't I?
I will likely just
That's
volunteer.
true,
I
that's
will
how rowing
volunteer
works.
to row.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
So with
strong, but the boy was just told his glaive.
You might be just turning left for a little while, but we'll get there.
Tamis just chuckles
I
like,
don't claim to be a strong person.
Oh, I know you don't.
Tamis kind of just looks at you, Petrichor.
Hmm.
Is there in a hushed tone, like,
I'm much
is
more
there
about my
like
wits.
something?
It's a long story. I'll
Do
tell
we
you
hate?
later.
Do we hate him? Is that
Yeah.
what's
Do
going
we
on?
hate him?
Oh.
That's too.
We hate
That's
him.
too real.
We-
It's too on.
I have
Okay.
bad juju. I have bad juju, so just.
Got it. Okay. Got it. All right. So with David rowing as well as Petrichor, opposite sides of the ship, as all things should be. I need both of you to make an athletic ability check.
Ooh, that's only gonna be 11.
All right.
High roll, let's go. Damn it. 7.
7.
We'll get somewhere.
All right.
I
So
was really
we
hoping
have.
for like the super high roll, so I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh
just beat me
yeah,
out.
tough shit, huh?
So with one high and one low. The chart of a boat.
Oh my god.
And it's fantastic.
Yes.
My magnum opus right here. But with one high and one low, nothing really eventful happens as you begin sailing away from the Ember and towards the Armada of refugees. As you would have gone, Tamith would have told you all that the trip is about an hour, just to catch up with the Grove. Excuse me, with the Grove of Myliki, which is further down,
Yeah, that's right.
closer to the back end of the fleet. And as you go, there's something off or kind of unsettling about navigating a small little rowboat next to some of these sailing boats, keel boats, one or two longship that you know are from the Isle of Skrend. But nothing eventful happens. And as you all row along, Tamith is sitting there looking at all you.
That was a crazy thing that happened yesterday. The ship turned out okay. We were able to.
About that, the hole that that just spontaneously happened for some reason.
Oh, yes.
Blame
Ask
the
him.
shipbuilders, not us. We
Yeah,
did our job.
I knew one of the shipbuilders. He was a good man.
And I'm sure he did do a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's Petrichor.
Mm.
To you, she never acts awkward.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Because there are people around.
well, even then, in the past, when she was talking to you, she would be more open. She wouldn't. It's not the proximity of people; it's just who she's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's talking to you, she's fine. Right now, she seems a bit awkward.
Okay.
So, what did the captain have to say to you all?
Oh, she's not very a lady of many words, but she did just want to tell us how good of a job we done, as a reward to go help out you for today to get us kind of off the ship and onto seeing some other things. And we have pretty close connections, so that's why she let me go too.
Oh, well, it's been a long time coming. I keep telling them they need to send you with me, but
Oh shucks.
yeah, like that, they need you elsewhere. It's like,
Happen.
yeah,
Yes,
Just
and then for some
looks around.
reason they decided to put me here too. I'm assuming it's because she's tired of dealing with me. So I'm also gonna insight her question. I won't
Go
kind of
for it.
discern why she's asking this question.
go for it.
Alright, that is a 21.
21.
Rolled a
Nice.
19.
Nice.
Almost fell off the desk. Saved literally the
Oh,
last
there we go.
second.
Good
So-
job.
So with the 21, you can determine that she is killing time. In reality, she does not know what to say, or there's something she wants to say that she just hasn't found the right words for yet. So she's kind of building up to that moment, or at least delaying enough time until she can actually get to that moment. Then she kind of goes back to looking off into the water, looking up at the ships, just. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You sleep all right after all that?
Oh, yeah, like a baby.
Yeah. Good.
Every night. I don't know why.
I'm glad. It's
Yeah.
probably the rocking of the ship, you know. It's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like
You know, you
rocking.
you was thinking after 2 months we'll be bored of it, but no,
No,
knocks me
it's
right
kind of
out.
nice sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yep, that's for sure.
A really awkward laugh.
Yeah.
Just like
Kinda
super.
just- oh, okay.
How about that water, huh?
That's
Yeah,
all.
you kind of actually
Liquids
was.
everyone
You
can't
will
take.
actually, as I roam, generally you do see me kind of like moderately uncomfortable. Like,
Good.
so like obviously like when we were in the meeting and like whenever I walk up to people in my ramblingness, I'm generally very confident. I'm not.
When you're put to physical labor, that's not your forte, is it?
No.
It's not
You
that.
This
actually,
isn't the
It's
bourgeoisie.
definitely not the labor issue.
well, the labor is contributing a little bit because with a 7,
Yeah, but it's not
you're
the
making it
most.
seem like you're doing all right, but there's beads of sweat there.
That's nothing new. It's definitely.
Mhm.
I've had to deal with this work before. I
Mr.
may not be the
Truex,
best
do
at
you,
physical labor, but does it mean I'm not used to it?
do you need some help with that at all?
It's not. No, the paddling's not my problem. Yeah, I don't. You know, there's a benefit to being on a bigger boat.
No roaring.
Still rowing.
Still wrong.
Okay.
I'm just mildly uncomfortable.
Are you afraid of the water, dear? Does it make you uncomfortable being a little bit closer to the water instead of up in it?
Based on certain things, I'm willing to admit that I'm unsure of what its capabilities are. Let's put it that way.
Don't you worry. This is my forte.
And plus, the sinker's gone through us through a lot of trips. It's only had leaks about 5 times last week,
Exactly. That's such an improvement from the week before.
right? Wow, that was 15. It was weird.
I know. I think it was because we used technique. I think it was with tar layering. It really helped to cover up the hole.
Oh, but the sap was always a favorite of mine. It's easier to come by.
It is easier to come by, but as you can see, it creates a better product.
That's true. I mean, we can never go back to burning because.
I start quietly muttering a sea shanty to myself.
But yeah, it's crazy what happened yesterday.
Could you even imagine why anybody would do this? We know where we're going. We'll eventually we'll figure it all out. I mean, we're doing okay. We're in the strongest ship, to be quite honest. So I don't understand why anybody would try to take over the ship from the captain. Sure, she's a few words, but she's strong and she has a good head on her shoulders.
Absolutely. So what do I think? I don't know. I spoke with Ulrich a couple times in the past. And, you know, he was very reliable in what he did.
True.
It was really weird to see him just go off the deep end like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe he does have a point, but I like the captain.
Yeah. As do I.
She's doing all right. David,
Yes.
make me a perception check.
I have 16.
16. All right. You've been with the 16 as you're rowing. You kind of move your body back and forth to kind of help you row. You've been noticing that every time you look back up at Tamith, she's been giving you glances, but always every time you go to meet it, she looks away. She's been doing this the entire trip.
You know, Tamith, you're such good friends with Petrichor, and I feel that now that we are all working together on our assignment, it's best that you get to know who we are.
You know what? That's a great question. He pops up uncharacteristically. Let's start with you.
Well, if you didn't know, if the captain didn't tell you my name before I got here, David Cruex.
Yeah, yeah. What's your relationship with Dr. Rykov?
Nighttime.
Good friend. A very good friend.
Nefro's ears perk up.
One
Just
of which I owe my life.
yes, just a friend, just you know, just a blood brother, just like the word platonic, right?
A blood brother. That's amazingly apt question.
I heard it before. My
No,
mother said it one time, and then
we share no particularly occult bondage. Just that of trust and well, I guess just that. He has my back as I have his.
do you mean that
Saved my life.
metaphorically or literally, or
He saved my life.
do you mean that metaphysically, like metaphor?
Hasn't he saved me from myself? Kept me
So-
from doing something I would regret.
So there's nothing going on, right?
If you are referring to what I think you are referring to, no.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. That's good to know. Not important. I don't know why I asked. Yeah.
I don't understand why this is something that a number of people have had to ask me about.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing important. Now, Nefra, where are you from?
My boyfriend left me. I mean, well, I,
Whoa.
and then there's just this really uncomfortable
It's
silence.
like it's like the fucking Jennifer dumped me.
You weren't asking me the same question, were you?
I don't know. Do you have a relationship with Dr. Rykoff? That seems like it'd be very interesting.
No, I do not. He's, I mean, I wouldn't. He's all right. That's not.
That's okay.
He's okay.
I don't
I'm
expect
not-
him to be. I don't know if he's entirely
Boy,
capable
this water,
of forming
huh?
a relationship.
Great.
No, Nefra, come back to this. Do you have a relationship with Dr. Rykov?
I'm not sure if he's capable of forming one.
Yeah.
I've spoken with him before, but there's nothing like that. It's just acquaintances, I suppose, nothing more.
Don't worry about it. You know, I hear he's kind of, and I kind of do like the this, but I just kind of, you know, like her. Sorry, I kind of do like the, you know, I hear he's kind of.
As you start doing that, the boat starts going left.
Pay attention.
You know.
Right. Yeah. No.
Quit
Nefra,
picking
I
a
believe
forehead.
you. Yeah, I believe you, Nefra. So where are you from? Yep. Yeah.
Stop preventing
Take us
me
away from this
trying to out
conversation.
my friend is eunuch.
Nefra, it's really hard to tell because he doesn't have pupils. His eyes are pure white all the time. But his eyes are currently kind of like darting from left to right a little bit. He's kind of like doesn't know how to really answer the question. He's just like, same place as you guys, you know, where the boat's launched off of, somewhere by there, you know.
Oh, you're from Bellison?
Yeah, something like that. We'll go with that. That's good. Yeah.
What were you doing in Rib then?
I knew people there. I still know people there. I don't.
But I don't think there's many people there anymore.
Everybody make a history check. Because it would be somewhat popular if you guys could remember it.
12.
21.
Let
Dylan.
me just double check my
Oh, geez.
skills here. Yeah, that's a 3.
Oh boy.
What'd you roll?
Ooh.
I'm assuming a 2.
Yeah, it was a 2.
Oh,
Aw,
unfortunately.
buddy.
So far, I'm the only one with a natural
He
one.
wants the natural one so bad.
I already had it. It's just on me. Why do you think that boat went away?
Oh. Oh, no.
By the way,
Oh,
every single
no.
natural one.
No es posible.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Not only do
out
weird things get to happen, but hundreds of people die.
there.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying. I'm not
Sunk
saying
my
it doesn't
battleship.
happen. I'm not saying, the implications.
Don't talk about boats and
Let's talk about the
Yeah.
Dennis system.
All right, but shit. What was my? Oh, right. Anybody higher than 13 would remember. Wait. Petrichor. What'd you get?
12. Just
12.
close.
Anybody higher than 12 would know. Would know that.
Good. Cool.
We know that Allison is one of the free states of Soskoa, which is to the west of the continent of Sanguis. It's also a month's journey away from Rib, unless by boat, which is 2 weeks.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, sure. Who am I to say that he wasn't just there at the wrong place at the wrong time?
It's fair. I mean, in this case, it was the right place at the wrong time. But yeah, no. Yeah.
I mean, from mine as in David's perspective, it is definitely wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no. I'm a Venetian. At least my father was. Oh. Let's talk about something else.
Yes. Let us not talk about our fathers, shall we?
Yeah.
water's great.
Water is great.
I'm glad
I
you all
love
agree.
water so much. I'm so happy we're all here.
So my dad.
I never knew my father.
Well, no. The rest of the trip goes by in rightfully awkward silence. As you all kind of just give glances at each other. Attempts of conversation are made, but they quickly just fizzle out.
Boy,
as
airline food, huh?
No,
No,
this
You're
is
trying to
turkey.
open the peanuts.
Nefro
You
starts
guys
getting
watch
a
Game of
nosebleed for
Thrones?
no reason. His ears pop. But yeah, you do see that throughout the rest of the way, Tamith seems a bit more relaxed now. This happened immediately after she got confirmation that neither David nor Nephra were romantically involved.
I insight check her questions about I kind of want to pease into the idea of why she asked about Rykov.
Go ahead and make an
I
for me, buddy.
generally also insight check into her shipping capabilities.
All right. Also
what
make me
skill
an
am I at?
insight check now. Insight.
All right, cool. I got a nat 20, so that the total makes it a 22.
Nice.
I got, let's see here, that is gonna be a 24.
Jesus Christmas.
My best isn't as good. No.
So you two immediately just key on the fact that, yeah, she was trying to see if you guys were romantically involved with, well, really anybody. By the way, she made it seem like,
But am I getting the idea? Does she want the Rykov?
You can't tell, but you did see
Does
that.
she want the doctor's D?
Does she need a prescription?
So she wants to explore Grey's Anatomy. Um,
Damn.
Is she scheduled for next week?
by the way, Marshall, spoiler to a joke that I was gonna make in the next.
Oh, for your Grey's
Yeah.
Anatomy D&D
Yeah,
campaign
yeah.
you're doing?
Yeah, no, that doesn't matter. Anyways, you do notice that. I mean, throughout this entire time, David, you would know that she's been shooting glances at you. And the moment that you both said that you were not affiliated in that sense with anybody, she did seem relieved. Now she retains this stern demeanor, but she's more relaxed now. Maybe potentially finally enjoying the situation, maybe a little bit.
All right. So I
Yes, that
don't.
happens.
I don't
Yes, go
gather
ahead.
that she want
No, you have no clue.
one dose of Rykov.
There is too little information right now.
That she wants to take 2 in the morning.
I mean, she may need to
Holy
take one
shit.
I
thing in the
only
morning.
had so many of these jokes. I only have so many.
And that's our. I'm kidding. And then on a high note, that's not the Rykov mic. But as you look towards this, you do see her ever so slightly as she looks over. Like, oh, thank the gods we're here. As you all look,
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Yes.
as you all look, as you
But I was
finally,
just beginning to enjoy the ride.
as you come past this one big sailing ship that's to your right or to your left, you do see as the view in front of you opens up with a burp. Jesus.
The
Soda
ship
kids,
just-
don't do it.
Brrr.
Just a giant
I
horn.
suppose I should actually tell you all my backstory then. Oh, a ship! Oh, interesting. Look at that.
Let me tell you
You've done this
everything.
before, Dylan. You piece of shit. But no, as the view opens up, you finally see the Grove of Myliki. The Grove of Myliki is a sailing ship with several vines hanging over the edge, and moss growing unimpeded on the wood of the vessel.
Ooh.
As you all drift closer to it, the heavenly smell of nectar and flora invade your nostrils, slowly conquering the everlasting scent of the sea's salt. The morning sun casts a shadow over you as you continue to approach, and up above you see what look to be 3 small heads looking down at you. Juvenile eyes watch you curiously as the sinker and the Grove of Myliki come together. Their facial features portraying them to be a young Furbolg boy, and even younger Tiefling girl. You're about, if they could be like 8 through 6 years old, this would be them, and an even tinier gnome boy with a pot on his head. Over them, you spot a woman with earthly brown robes and emerald accents that line it, also glancing down at your group. While the children are a combination of excitement and curiosity, the brown-haired woman seems puzzled, caution, and uncertainty. Despite this, you see 2 men, another Furbolg and an elf, throw down the rope ladder, welcoming you aboard. So that everybody was roll me another.
Another
And
what?
add your roll me another athletics check.
Hey, that's better.
7. I'm getting rid of these guys.
Haha! I win this time. 19.
19. All right, another high,
Oh,
and another low. This one evens out as you guys manage to navigate the sinker over to the rope ladder, attach the ladder to the boat itself, so it can kind of act as also as a way to keep the boat next to the bigger boat. As now you see these two men with hands outstretched, offering you way up onto the ship. Who would like to go first?
I immediately get off as fast as I can.
All right. Takes a little bit, but you've gotten used to climbing rope ladders. As you get up, the men have their hands outstretched for you to grab onto, so they can help you pull you the last few bits onto the deck itself. I'm assuming you take it, or do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't machismo your way up there. All right. So they pull you up, and you see colors more than any you've seen throughout this entire journey. You see flowers, some that you know, and others that you're quite unaware of. You see several bushes, several maybe weeds. You're not quite sure. But if you could smell the scent of these flowers and flora from so far away, being so close to them now almost overwhelms your senses.
Oh my god!
As he falls back and lands into the sink, you all die. Except for you, Nephra. You survive everything.
Perish. Perish.
Right? But no,
Then perish.
this isn't a bad feeling. This isn't a terrible overtaxing of your sensory emotions. This is nice. This is, if anything could be peaceful now, this would be it. You see the three children now kind of tugging bottom of the robe of the woman as she, the same one that was looking down upon you all, and she starts making her way towards you. And you notice that the hair that she has is kind of tied up in a ponytail, but one in a way that makes her short hair kind of look like a budding flower. And as she starts approaching, you also see another figure approach. This time, kind of flanked by two other members of this ship, also wearing these brown robes with emerald accents to them. However, this creature that's approached you, that's in the middle of them, for one, is shorter than everybody else. You do see that she seems to be an older gnomish woman, and for gnomes, that gets pretty old. She's wearing the same emerald accented robes as everybody else. However, hers has some sort of golden twine interwoven with it, almost shining off the sun itself and making it seem like she's slightly radiant. As she approaches you all, and at this point, everybody would have gone ship. You see that the wrinkles on her face would deepen a little bit as a warm, motherly smile is placed upon her features, looking at you all. There's no caution, there's no suspicion, there's only friendliness and hospitality.
So kind of just, greetings from the Emperor. We have traveled from the ship to come visit you. I don't know for what.
Did you say from the Emperor or the Ember?
I said Emperor, just my...
All right, Ace. Okay.
Sound like the beginning of the word empire, and I'm like,
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, we're making an empire right now.
We are building the Empire. For the Emperor.
You see her chuckle a little bit as her hair, which is a wisp of gray and white, is also tied up in this budding flower method, uh, as her dark skin doesn't hinder with the warm smile she has as she regards all of you. Welcome to the grove of my lady, my children. May you find rest and peace during your stay here. I am Elder Forestarm Lunena Honeybank. And I'm the one to welcome you all to this fine vessel.
Thank you for Thank you for allowing us to come aboard your ship.
Of course, my child. And as you see this, the brown-haired woman also finishes approaching you all. These children kind of hiding behind, kind of making an attempt to like completely hide behind, but you do see a bush of just greenish hair from the Furbook child, the two tiny horns from the tiefling girl, and the pot on the gnomish boy, who's probably standing about a foot tall. They all wear similar robes, but their robes aren't accented by with the emerald. They are just simple, if not wonderfully made, brown robes. And as this woman comes up, Forstam Lunena looks over. And this is my granddaughter, Lena. She will help you with whatever requests you might.
What was that? The name went robotic.
Oh, this is Lena. She will help you all with whatever requests you might have. Please, make yourselves at home. Take as much time as you need. I just ask that you respect the people on the ship, and you respect the flowers on the ship. And once again, I welcome you. The grove of my leaky. As she bows a little bit. And that's where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Clap, clap, clap.
Huh.
A lot of character development in this one. I liked it. A lot of unanswered questions and somewhat obscure answers. and what's the word? I'm trying to find the word for it. Hatred. I'll go with hatred.
Yeah.
A lot of hatred in this one, but rightfully so. It's perfect. So yes, everybody, thank you for watching. As always, we'll be here next week. As far as I know, unless there's something yet. But I'd like to thank everybody here again for joining us for another week. That goes for Marshall, Dylan, and McKenna. Hopefully next week Jade can join, and all of a sudden we'll have to explain how a white-skinned Derekai just was with you all this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
She was
They were
there
just-
for the
they were just
entire
quiet.
awkward.
It's just very, very
conversation.
silent.
They're just quiet. It's fine.
Yeah, she was actually sitting next to Petrichor as she was destroying David.
Yeah, just.
She was the one that gave Nephra the glass of water.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is.
But no, in all seriousness, we'll see you all next week. Hope
Alright.
you all have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, guys.